Welcome to Lariat TV News. I'm Sarah Gill.
And I'm Grace Smith. Thanks for joining us today.
One thing is for sure, you can always count on the dedication of our Baylor Bears. The students held a lock-in in the Farrell Center and spent the entire night hyping up for the Baylor versus Kansas match. LTVN's Igor Stepchinsky was there to witness the sheer Bear pride.
ESPN's College Game Day is back in Waco once again, this time for the Baylor men's basketball match against Kansas State. Hours from now, all these seats will be filled with enthusiastic Baylor fans. But for now, they're going to make themselves at home. The Farrell Center was turned into a college student campsite as they awaited the College Game Day match between Baylor and Kansas. Let's just say they had to get creative to pass the time. Many students came fully prepared.
Oh, we have the whole collection. So we got Mario Kart, we got everything. Yeah, we got a lot here. We were prepared. We were planning to be out here for like 8 hours, so we got it all. Yeah.
Many students came dressed to the occasion.
So these shoes, so it's a whiteout game, right? So I'm going to be wearing them for the game tomorrow. Whiteout also gives me a little edge to see better, right? It's honestly platform shoes, best purchase of my life. Highly recommend to everyone out there. Find yourself a good pair of platform shoes.
And many more had to improvise.
So she rented an $8 sleeping bag from the Slick, okay, and was laughing at me for bringing a yoga mat to sleep on.
I'm gonna be really honest with you. We are separating our mini M&Ms and pulling out all of the green and gold ones, and we're not gonna eat those because the Bears are gonna win, and when they do, then we can celebrate the victory with green and gold M&Ms.
They may not have gotten sleep, but their eyes were wide open and their spirits were sky high.
Oh yeah, I feel so comfortable. Do I feel comfortable here? Do I feel This is where the Bears thrive. Yeah.
Oh, we're just chitting and chatting. We love it.
Low key, is tennis on Wii Sports? Then tennis. I love tennis. I'm gonna play tennis after this.
Oh, not that. No.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Igor Stepchinsky.
The shovel has hit the ground for the Mark and Paula Hurd Welcome Center. President Livingstone and the Board of Regents joined the Hurd family and others in a groundbreaking celebration for the new front door of campus. This new Welcome Center is expected to be completed in the spring of 2022. I was there to capture the story.
3, 2, 1.
The Baylor Fight song played for all to hear as the groundbreaking ceremony for the Mark and Paula Hurd Welcome Center took place where the future building will soon stand. It was truly a memorable celebration in which President Livingstone, the Hurd family, Baylor Board of Regents, and others were welcomed onto the site where symbolic Baylor green dirt was turned. It was all because of Mark and Paula Hurd's lead gift last year to the Give Light campaign, which is a $1.1 billion comprehensive campaign for the future of the university that allowed for this estimated $60 million dream of a Welcome Center to become a reality.
The Mark and Paula Hurd Welcome Center will be the new front door to our campus, making a dramatic statement to these visitors and to everybody that drives by on I-35.
Paula Hurd, who is an honorary alumna, explains why their family decided to support the campaign.
We chose to invest in the Mark and Paula Hurd Welcome Center because we believe this facility will do more than just transform a physical space on Baylor's campus. We believe that it will transform the experience of Baylor's future students, and it will be a welcoming space where prospective students and guests can dream big about finding a home at Baylor.
The ceremony was also a time used to honor the late Mark Hurd.
He was smart and he was funny, and I have heard this word used about him a lot. He was certainly a visionary, and I think you see an indication of that vision here today.
This summer, you will be able to see the significant appearance of activity on the site, anticipating the full completion of the building by spring of 2022. I asked President Livingstone about her favorite part of the new building.
Well, I really love the light pillars that are in the building. They're so dramatic, and they are such a wonderful representation of our past with the pillars at Independence and the pillars that you see on the rest of our campus that acknowledge that wonderful history of Baylor. But they also kind of map against our 4 pillars in our Illuminate strategic plan. So they're also about the future of the university and where we're going.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Grace Smith.
The controversy surrounding Caitlin Curtis's chapel service continues to make waves on campus and throughout social media. The response of Baylor and its faculty is gathering both support and backlash from opposing sides. LTVN's April Odo has the story.
In response to the student body's frustrations from the controversial speech that was given by guest speaker Caitlin Curtis, Baylor faculty addressed the comments and concerns to the chapel audience the week that followed, and is also offering a time for students to give their opinion on Baylor Chapel.
I think it's great that we can come and express our opinions here in this building, but I think that there also needs to be like a level of respect for these people. They do hold an authority at the university. And I think that I don't think that there should be like an explicit apology, but I think there should be just compassion. And yeah, I really do support the fact that you can come in here and say your opinion.
After the student body's response to Curtis's chapel service, Dr. Burt Burleson, Baylor University's chaplain dean of spiritual life, spoke to students the next chapel regarding their reaction to her controversial comments.
We're saying to someone what someone said to us that hurt us, and we add maybe all sorts of tone to it. Do you ever do that? It's really hard, isn't it? Just simply to speak the truth, and we're called to do that over and again through Scripture.
To say that we shouldn't respond with gossip or backlash in any way is kind of just, it makes you feel like they're not listening to how you feel about what we're forced to sit to and listen to.
Lariat TV News spoke to Dr. Ryan Richardson, the Associate Chaplain Director of Worship and Chapel, in November, in which he stated that speakers are told prior to all services not to get political.
So I tell our speakers now, I would much prefer you focus on foundational building blocks of faith, specifically biblical literacy, helping students understand what the Bible says about various things, and steer clear of political realities, simply because our students are reading that and processing that every day.
Caitlin Curtis made several comments on her social media regarding the feedback, where she made it very clear that chapel staff was well aware of her speech before she even got on stage. Some of her comments used profane language and even blamed Baylor for the negativity she was receiving.
I think an apology needs to be made just so that we know as a student body that they actually care for our beliefs and they care how we feel.
For Lariat TV News, I'm April Odo.
Baylor's Food Pantry, the store, has taken the initiative to combat food insecurity. However, with the high demand, food is flying off the shelves. LTVN's Bryn Jordan tells us about a new partnership that will help this program.
Baylor's Food Pantry, the store, was started in 2017, averaging 40 visits per week. Well, now this has grown to 230 students weekly, making it hard to keep the shelves stocked. The pantry is ran on donations, but now has a new partnership with the Central Texas Food Bank.
Now, because of this partnership, we're going to be able to serve a lot more students, a bigger variety of food. It'll be more stable because food will be coming in more frequently, and it's something that students can rely on. So this was a partnership that we did a lot of work to fight for our program and for our students.
This free resource is unlimited, so if you're wondering if you qualify,
any student that has a food need qualifies. That's the good answer. With our new transition to the Central Texas Food Bank partnership, students are going to be required to fill out a USDA food form, and that is normally once per year. Our team is trained and ready to help students complete that paperwork.
1 in 4 students are food insecure, and organizations on campus are hoping to change that.
This is something a lot of students might struggle with, but a lot of them don't talk about it. We want this to be a safe place that they feel welcome to come.
As a sign of gratitude, students take the time to leave notes behind.
And then we also have our Free Farmers Market, and that's coming up this spring. We're going to have that in April, so stay tuned for that.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Bryn Jordan.
To coincide with Baylor's 175th anniversary, there is a new attraction that honors the past, present, and future. LTVN's Bryn Jordan spoke with the director of the Mayborn Museum, Charlie Walter, who shared on how Baylor will continue to make history in the upcoming decades.
A new exhibit has made its way to campus. Founding to Future highlights the history of Baylor over the past 175 years. The exhibit is located in the Mayborn Museum and takes you on a journey through Baylor's past with a look at what's to come.
This is a new permanent exhibit at the museum. We expect it to be here at least 10 years.
And what you'll see, though, is things in these display cases that are artifacts that have been in our vaults for 30, 40, 50 years and haven't seen the light of day.
Items such as furniture from Judge Baylor's home. The collection has a chair from his bedroom, a portrait of him, and his piano.
The exhibit is broken up into about 4 or 5 areas. It talks about the founding of the university back in independence, talks about traditions that have meant so much to Baylor over the years. Then it looks forward. It talks about our Christian mission in the world, and it talks about innovation and things that are going on at Baylor Research right now. And then it talks about arts and athletics and what's special about Baylor in those areas. So it's meant to really capture an overall look at Baylor from that deep sense of mission and then going forward.
As the university moves forward, there is also a visual timeline where visitors can look back.
Interactive bit is something we really wanted to include in here, and we've also wanted to include the ability to basically input new information as people tell us.
With roughly 155,000 visitors a year, this exhibit is open to the public. For Lariat TV News, I'm Brent Shavia Jordan.
Unloved was a word used to describe a longtime Baylor tailgaters' feelings when asked about the university's new partnership with the company Tailgate Guys. The early February announcement of this collaboration has already caused an uproar throughout the community as football tailgating for Bear fans will be drastically altered. I spoke with some longtime tailgaters for their reaction. Nothing beats a pregame like a good old Baylor tailgate. And for some fans, starting at Floyd Casey Stadium to now McLean Stadium, tailgating has certainly become a lifestyle.
We've been tailgating at McLean since it started, and tailgating over at Floyd Casey for many years before that.
When we first started in 1999, we were tailgating in the parking lot on asphalt.
However, tailgating for the upcoming 2020 season is going to look a little different, and these tailgaters plus many more are left in a state of the unknown as Baylor Athletics announced its partnership with Tailgate Guys. With this collaboration, fans can expect 4 reserved locations, as you see on this map, and will be able to choose from a full range of premium pregame tailgate package options. Here's what fans need to know. Starting at $1,000, Tailgate Guides offer bellhop services, loading and unloading assistance, coolers with ice, tents, tables, chairs, custom tailgate signage, and equipment cleanup and breakdown. Ever since the press release, which was sent out early February, the university has been getting all kinds of different feedback.
And it just feels like the school didn't take into consideration, what we wanted as fans and tailgaters.
Tailgate Guys bring a lot of good stuff for people that want to use it. They're really a turnkey operation, and so if you just want to show up and have everything there and have everything done for you, I think it's a really good deal. It does not fit our needs or what we do and what we have done in the past.
It was more than the game, it became an event, and it was a great time to catch up with friends who came into town and people we hadn't seen in a while. And so that's the fun thing about tailgating is it's more than the game.
You know, this is Baylor's area, Baylor's land, and they're making what they believe is the best decision. I'm going to continue to support Baylor and love Baylor just like I always have.
Mack Rhodes stated in the press release that, quote, "Our partnership with Tailgate Guys is consistent with our goal of providing an elite, fan-friendly experience at all home events. We intentionally selected Tailgate Guys as our partner given their proven expertise in logistics, hospitality, and service. We feel confident in their ability to provide our most dedicated fans with a tailgate experience that is consistent with our standards across all athletics." For Lariat TV News, I'm Grace Smith. Coming up next, we will introduce you to downtown Waco's newest craze, Mamica Bowls.
We'll also go backstage with Baylor Sing Alliance. Stay tuned.
The best and brightest are drawn to Baylor, where those from many backgrounds with many talents shine together before casting their light outward to illuminate the world. Through transformational learning opportunities that are grounded in Christian faith and service, and research that impacts lives and communities. Baylor University, a place where lights shine bright.
For most people, a circus is usually associated with children, animals, cotton candy, and a family-friendly experience. That could not be more opposite for one R-rated circus show that left Waco audiences gasping in fear. LTVN's Igor Stepchinsky takes us behind the tent curtain of one paranormal circus experience.
Welcome to the Paranormal Cirque, an Italian theater, cabaret, and acrobatics horror show that is taking the country scream by scream. It has fire, it has thrills, and plenty more to give you chills.
What I do is I am the contortionist, bone breaker. I pop and lock and take the bones out and put them back and hope they fit back where they came from. So here we got just a little demonstration right there. There we go. And you can see that's something you don't see every day.
The Italian owner brought this R-rated show to America to make your wildest nightmares become a reality.
Haunted circuses, they are a known thing in Italy where he's from, different parts of Europe and Mexico. So he really wanted to bring that here to America. And like I said, it's just not something you would typically experience. You know, it's incredible human acts. It's funny, it's sexy, it's thrilling.
One of the things we have here is there's a motorcycle, and it's up suspended on a wire, and then the motorcycle drives on the wire. It's the most insane thing. I'd never seen it before I came here. I wouldn't have even imagined that would be a thing.
The show may have left Waco last weekend, but they continue to proudly wave their freak flag all around Texas.
Weirdos exist everywhere. You know, where it's not a once-a-year thing. And even though most people don't want to admit it, everyone has a little bit of weird in them.
I want them to leave here feeling like they've seen something they've never seen before. I feel like that's always the goal. I want someone to come here and be expecting the unexpected, and even as they're expecting that, they get unexpected beyond that.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Igor Stepchinsky.
Chances are you've heard break a leg a few too many times this past week, and that's because it's sing season. All University Sing is a tradition at Baylor like no other, filled with 7-minute Broadway-style acts produced and performed by Baylor student organizations. Sing Alliance is an organization that was created for the sole purpose of participating in Sing. Their president, Abby Linton, tells us how their preparation started almost a year ago in last April, and how Sing is much more than just a competition.
We had to have the act chosen and everything's kind of solidified by spring semester last year. Fall semester is recruitment and then planning the act and deciding props and backdrops and costumes and ordering things. And spring semester is when rehearsals are actually allowed to start. So we start first night of classes. We would love to win and we love to be competitive, but our first priority is our members and making sure people do have a good time and they find somewhere at Baylor where they want to come back to.
Tattoos have become an increasingly more popular form to express individualism, and one Baylor professor decided to dedicate research to just that. LTVN's Igor Stepchinsky met with the professor and a tattoo artist to thank ink.
Tattoos. For many, it's a commitment to permanently unify the body with art. But according to one Baylor professor's work, college students are unifying their body with something more personal, their religious identity.
13% of baby boomers have tattoos. Almost half of millennials have tattoos. What led me to focus on religious tattoos as an area of research is the tattoos that students started showing me in class.
In Dr. Doherty's study of 752 photos, 20% were overtly religious. That's a statistic that even tattoo artist Crash at Waco's infamous ink takes very seriously.
A lot of people will come in and say, I want the Jesus fish, and I'll say, you mean an ichthus? And they're like, no, I want the Jesus fish. And I'm like, yeah, an ichthus.
Apart from the cross and ichthus, Crash says the most common verses that he tattoos are Philippians 4:13 and Joshua 1:9. As dynamically different as the work of scholar and artist may be, both are similar in 3 ways. Both can attest that tattoos can provide powerful healing.
So you have the scars on the wrist for this individual of years of cutting. Over those scars was tattooed the word live.
Our dad had killed himself, and so she had put a lot of energy into thinking about that. She got I love you so much, Dad, in our dad's handwriting and we were able to put some of his ashes in the ink.
Both can agree that the stigma of tattoos are decreasing.
Generational embrace of tattoos is only going to increase.
Well, you know, in the Bible it says to treat your body as a temple, and I thought, you know, instantly I thought, oh crap, you know, here comes the reprimand. And she finished her sentence with, and I just think you're decorating yours more than others.
And both have marked their faith on their body forever. For Lariat TV News, I'm Igor Stepchinsky.
A taste of the beach has made its way to downtown Waco. And while the ocean is hundreds of miles away, this new seaside cabana feels right at home. I stopped by for a quick bite. It might be a cold and rainy day, but here at Mama Cabell's, it's always sunny and 75.
One of our biggest things is for people to come in here and feel like they've escaped their reality, that they're immediately welcomed and feel like they're at the beach, feel like they got to escape to California or Hawaii for the 30 minutes or the 10 minutes that they're in here.
Mama serves smoothie bowls, smoothies, and specialty coffee.
None of our bowls are made with dairy or added sugar or yogurt or anything like that. We use all fresh fruit. When you read our menu, you know exactly what you're getting in your food.
All but 2 of the employees are Baylor students.
It's a really fun environment. There's always music playing. There's no uniform. Probably 1 out of 4 kids that come through are Baylor students. You can definitely tell that Baylor kids are supporting Mama Car and are in love with it.
News of the opening is traveling fast through social media.
I was super excited when I heard this was opening. I heard about it from, I think, a friend who showed me their Instagram page, and I was just obsessed with it. I think a lot of people have been coming and posting on their social media. Kind of the whole beach aesthetic of it, I think, is really different for Waco.
Aside from the beach vibe, another standout quality is the people.
Mama Ca has always been about people. It will always be about people.
When you walk in, because it's so close to campus, you see so many people that you know. And so not only do the staff make it feel like homey and friendly, but also like running into so many of your classmates and friends is really cool.
We're family owned. My mom and I own it. And so something we always want to embody is the love for each other and just kind of always creating a family wherever we go.
Mama Cabell's is open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. For Lariat TV News, I'm Sarah Gill.
Despite its size, Waco is a city with endless options for food, activities, and entertainment. James and Kami Yasko created Waco Wise, a website that allows users to quickly see what's happening in Waco. The couple moved to Waco almost 6 years ago and have since wanted a one-stop shop that lists all restaurants, activities, and upcoming Waco events. By helping tourists and locals discover both hidden gems and popular spots around the city, the creators of Waco Wise hope to support and encourage the growth of local businesses.
The Baylor Spikeball Club has made their hit on campus. They are preparing to host the Waco Major Tournament later this month with colleges from all over Texas. LTVN's Sam Beckmeyer shares with us what this unique sport entails and why the members love it so much.
This year has been a legendary time for Baylor athletics, with outstanding performances and accomplishments from all sports teams. The Baylor Spikeball Club hopes to add to this impressive list of athletic success at the upcoming Waco Major Tournament. Spikeball, officially known as the sport of round net, is a game played with 2 teams of 2 players each. Similar to volleyball, each team is allowed 3 touches before they have to hit the ball down into the net. If a team can't return the ball off the net, the point for the round goes to the other team. The first team to 21 points wins.
I've been playing 6 months of spikeball. My favorite thing is defense and just diving. That's my favorite part of spikeball.
The Baylor Spikeball Club meets to practice 3 times a week, but club members can be found playing games almost every day on Fountain Mall. The club travels to tournaments in Texas and across the nation throughout the semester, competing against other schools and teams.
My favorite thing about playing spikeball is honestly the people that I've been able to meet through it. Like, I love the game, but what keeps me coming back is the people that I get to meet. Not like at Baylor, everyone's great, and then we always compete against the other colleges and like A&M, TCU, Abilene. They're all great people too. I'm going to be driving with some of them all the way to Atlanta soon. So met a lot of good people here, and that's what I love about it.
The Waco Major will take place on Saturday, February 29th at an undecided location in Waco and is one of 9 major Texas round net tournaments.
Yeah, we're just going to keep practicing, and we're going to work on our serves and our serve receive especially.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Sam Beckmeyer.
After the break, we will recap Baylor basketball's narrow loss to Kansas in front of a sold-out Farrell Center.
We'll also recap softball's undefeated weekend in the midst of an 11-game win streak.
Sports with Igor is up next.
At Baylor, our lights shine
while we push our limits
and guide the way.
At Baylor, our lights shine
as we're making connections
and making an impression.
As leaders.
And as part of something bigger.
Baylor's light shines around the world, but it starts in each of us. Baylor, where lights shine bright.
The race for the men's basketball Big 12 title became a lot closer on Saturday after the Bears suffered their first loss in conference play at the hands of the Kansas Jayhawks. It was a nationally televised matchup at the sold-out Farrell Center, and LTVN's Nate Smith was there for the biggest game in basketball.
After rattling off 23 straight victories for the longest win streak in program history, the top-ranked Baylor Bears suffered just their second loss of the season in a 64-61 heartbreaker with the third-ranked Kansas Jayhawks.
I think Baylor is the best team that we have played against since I've been in the league the last 17 years. I think, you could look at Oklahoma State in 04, and you can look at Tech in 19. But I think at the same stage, Baylor has played better than both of those teams.
As we've seen with Scott Drew's squad on multiple occasions this season, the Bears' inability to hit their free throws proved to be their Achilles heel, as the team went just 8 for 15 from the charity stripe.
If you hit your free throws down the stretch, then it's a different situation. And at the end of the day, that's why close games, the free throw line is such a big part of it. And we have really good free throw shooters. And, we can be an 80% free throw shooting team.
Kansas leaned heavily on center Udoka Azubuike on both ends of the floor. Azubuike exploded for 23 points, 19 boards, and 3 blocks, which was a far cry from the 6 points he posted in the team's first matchup.
The guy, he can play basketball. I don't know what to tell you. Dude can rebound, finishes at the rim, and he does it really well. I think that first game, we did a better job as a team, keep out his rhythm. This game, he was in sync.
The Bears' offensive attack was well-rounded, with Jared Butler leading the way with 19 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds, followed by Freddie Gillespie, who tacked on 10 points and 7 rebounds, and Matthew Meyer, who tallied up 10 points of his own to go with a pair of steals.
Kansas doesn't rule my life. I want to win a Big 12 championship, and the goal wasn't to sweep Kansas, it was to win the Big 12 championship. So, I want to play them game just because I'm a competitor, but at the same time, I want to win a Big 12 championship.
The Bears are looking to bounce back from Saturday's loss on Tuesday, when they'll host Kansas State at the Farrell Center. For Lariat TV News, I'm Nate Smith.
Although the Baylor men's basketball team loss left many fans feeling blue, the Lady Bears recharged the Farrell Center. I was there to see our Lady Bears in sync in pink. The Lady Bears basketball team brought the heat while pretty in pink Saturday night, defeating OU 101-69 in a record-setting effort at the Farrell Center. The Lady Bears scored 36 first-quarter points, a conference record, and held the Sooners to 8 points in the second quarter as they built an insurmountable 63-36 halftime lead.
They're just very physical and very aggressive and very athletic, and some of them they took from us, and some of them we handed to them. And we got to do a better job. You can't give a team that can score like that extra possessions.
Nalissa Smith held 5 Lady Bears in double figures, scoring 22 points and grabbing 11 rebounds, while Taya Cooper also had a double-double with 16 points and a career-high 11 assists, including 4 three-pointers. Lauren Cox also celebrated her 1,500th point scored. A special pregame celebration honored Kim Mulkey for her 600th win Tuesday night in Lubbock, with family and former players on hand.
I looked to the right and saw the former players, and I said, I get this now. And then I saw my family at half court, and then I saw my current players, so I realized they were doing something for the 600th victory, and I just kind of weeped a little bit. You didn't see that, though, did you?
A TCU loss Sunday or a Baylor win against West Virginia Monday night will clinch the Lady Bears' 10th regular season championship in the Big 12. Reporting sports for Lariat TV News, I'm Igor Stepczynski. After a strong start over Nebraska in their season-opening homestand, the Baylor baseball team struggled this weekend, dropping 2 out of 3 in a series with Oral Roberts. The Bears fell in an uncharacteristically sloppy game on Friday in which they chartered 6 errors, yet the squad cleaned things up in Saturday's bout with a 7-4 victory. In a rubber match Sunday, runs were hard to come by as ORU snuck a 4-2 win to upset the Bears. 4-3 Baylor will look to polish off some of their early season rust as they round out their home stretch with a midweek matchup against UT Rio Grande Valley before heading south to Houston for the Shriners College Classic. The Lady Bears softball team keeps finding a way to win as they swept through a tough field at the Baylor Invitational. Coach Glenn Moore's squad trailed in 4 of their 5 matchups, yet marched back to stay perfect on the weekend, winning 4 games by 1 run. The highlight of the weekend came on Saturday when senior pitcher Gia Rodoni threw a complete 8 innings to upset number 17 Minnesota 2-1. Here's Coach Moore and company on how his squad is gelling at the right time.
It's like we're literally a family. Like the way we are together, it's just great. We're in sync. If one's doing bad, there's someone there to pick them up automatically. If we're all doing great, it's just we're really great together.
Oh, we're so confident. Honestly, at this point, I'm confident in everybody on this team. I respect everybody on this team. They're so awesome, and I believe in all of them.
This team's learning how to win. They're starting to expect to win, and that's what you want to see. We have a lot of upperclassmen on this team, some great leadership, so we just needed to start believing in ourselves a little bit more, and late in the games to pull games out like we're doing, that grows a team tremendously. And start believing you're supposed to win. You do the things that's necessary to win.
Baylor's defending national champion acrobatics and tumbling team captured their biggest win of the season in their home opener on Sunday, coming from behind to knock off number 2 Oregon 281-275. The Bears notched their highest score of the season in what has been their best performance, thanks to their largest scores on the year in the tumbling and team events. With the win, head coach Felicia Mulkey's record as the Bears head coach improved to 56-1. Coach Mulkey and her number 1 squad will have a week off before they're back in the Farrell Center at 6 o'clock on March 3rd to host Gannon University. The 9th-ranked equestrian team is still perfect at home after upsetting 4th-ranked Fresno State 11-8 in Waco on Saturday. For the Bears, the meet included victories in every discipline, with Gia Geleno, Madison Day, and Gabriel Marty all receiving most outstanding player honors in their respective areas. Baylor hopes to keep the momentum going on February 28th when they'll clash with Texas A&M and South Dakota State in College Station. The men's tennis squad swept both Omaha and Grand Canyon in their doubleheader on Saturday to improve the team's record to 9-0 at home. The duo of Sven Law and Konstantin Franzen jacked their spring doubles record all the way up to 13-0 with wins in both matches. Law also found success while flying solo on Saturday, winning 2 singles matches to go to 12-0 this spring. The Bears will be back in action next Saturday, where they will make the trip to Champaign to take on Illinois. And that caps one busy week in sports.
Be sure to watch us on BaylorLariat.com, YouTube, or the Waco City channel.
Thanks for watching Lariat TV News. We will see you this Friday with primary election coverage for our next newscast.